Hi everyone, Danny here with Ground State Tarot, coming to you with the Lunar New Year Fire Horse main energy reading for 2026 for ESTJ personality types, based on the 16 personalities test, which I will include a link to when I post the video. And as a reminder, the Fire Horse energy carries the energy of bold action, surgical momentum, passionate drive, all of these sort of words that bring an energy of movement, force, power, energy, passion, which can veer into rebellion, chaos, erratic, impulsive energy. So we need to keep that in mind, right? As I go through the energy of the year, especially for ESTJs. And as a reminder, card number 1 will be your optimal energy. Card number 2 is your suboptimal energy. Card number 3 is your point of stagnation. Card number 4 is the way through. Card number 5 is the advice for the assertive types. And card number 6 will be the advice for the turbulent types. So we begin with the Oracle card, Integrity, presenting an all-together you, and Yellow Shirt, Black Zigzag from the Peanuts deck, which I'll get into at the end. So we start the year being nudged toward the star. The star as your optimal energy is telling me that you are in a period where you are closing out a cycle that has been heavy. You're closing out a cycle that required a lot of integrity, a lot of you holding things together, holding yourself together, despite the drama, despite the chaos at times. Very combustible energy. And it seems like you're ready to heal. You're ready to get back on the path towards your hopes, your dreams, your goals, towards healing. You're ready to face the future. But there is a risk this year of tripping over the suboptimal energy of gripping onto environments, situations, systems, ways of doing things, ways of being, out of a sense of safety, but it's a false sense of safety in the suboptimal energy. It's telling me that if you hold on to the patterns, the ways of being, the ways of expressing yourself in your environment, you will also run the risk of getting stuck into acting impulsively. Listen to that carefully. You will get stuck into acting impulsively. And I say that very carefully because counterintuitively, you will think that you will be moving forward and closing out this cycle, when in reality, you're just trying to hold on to your sense of control, your sense of safety, your sense of knowing exactly how things are going to turn out, work out, and rushing through the healing process, rushing through not even the healing process, rushing through the closure process before you get to the healing, which is why the way through is the Ten of Swords. The way through is showing this cycle that has to end some compassion, some integrity, some humility, some gratitude. Because at the end of the day, this situation is nudging you back toward what you really want. But you have to acknowledge that this is not something worth holding on to, and it's certainly not worth acting impulsively to close this out before it should naturally close itself out. There is a need to honor the cycle out of a sense of dignity for everyone involved. This is a very healing, high aligned energy, high morals, high ethics, for the sake of staying in the highest vibration possible. Meaning what? Being the best person that you can be despite the circumstances, not succumbing to cynicism or bitterness, holding on to your integrity no matter what, honoring this cycle that needs to end, letting it go with dignity, with grace, so that you can then know when to move forward and move on. The advice for the assertive types is to, again, let go your grip of needing to know exactly how the future looks and embrace this curiosity, adventure, explorer spirit, not out of a sense of naivete, but out of a sense of having faith. Having faith that there is indeed a higher power, a higher source, a higher being, God, whatever you want to call it, that does have an intelligent design, an intelligent plan in mind, that every now and then it behooves us to trust, to let go of holding on to thinking that we know how things are going to work out and making false moves or impulsive moves that end up creating stagnation and dead ends. But if you relinquish this need to know exactly how the road and the path will look, you might be pleasantly surprised. And again, this is despite the drama and the chaos. You are being asked to believe that there is something beyond that you can hold your hope, attach your hope to. The Eight of Cups as the advice for the turbulent types. It's letting me know that this is important for you to realize that gripping onto this, again, sense of safety, sense of control, is keeping you from embarking on the path that you really need to embark on to reach a sense of embodied fulfillment. The card after the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, and that is a card of wish fulfillment, satisfaction, deeply satisfied because you've put in the work to remain emotionally sovereign, emotionally faithful to yourself and to whatever spirituality, whatever path, philosophy you choose to follow in life. This is indicative of the spiritual path that we all must choose to embark on or choose not to embark on. But ultimately, it is nudging you to walk away from this situation with your head up high, knowing that at one point, maybe there was some fulfillment that was able to be shared, experienced from this shared experience. Got a little tongue-tied there. But I do think that at the end of the day, if you have the courage to take on this journey, close this cycle out, embark on this journey, you will be well on the way back to staying aligned with your highest path, your best outcome, the healing you seek, the wish fulfillment that you seek, not from a place of just miraculous thinking, but from a place of actually putting in the work to align with the path that puts you back in alignment with your North Star. And to close it out, let's see what Yellow Shirt, Black Zigzag has to say. 57. Let's see. A little black dress, a three-piece suit. Move over. We are in true classics territory. Nothing screams peanuts like Charlie Brown's yellow shirt with the iconic zigzag across the front. I mean, we should just listen to Peppermint Patty when she says it makes a statement from a mile away. No matter how many times Charlie Brown wants to change something about his big blockhead self, he knows to never change that shirt. When you stay true to yourself, you boost your confidence, and nothing reminds us more of who we are than our favorite outfit. So it's important to stay true to yourself, right? That idea of integrity comes back around. We circle right back to it. Staying aligned with your authenticity, the most genuine version of you, the one that makes you feel alive, the one that makes you feel like you've reached your goals, your sense of purpose, your reason for, being alive and contributing something to the world. You do that when you stay connected to this essence within you that every now and then requires that you relinquish the details of the path, that you walk away from things that you thought you wanted, because at the end of the day, what really matters is staying attached to the most essential parts of you for the most authentic version of your life possible.